Mechanical here. I got some good news. This is the old gear, and while I've been talking about the gear, I get to talk about some more good news, which is awesome because I've had enough of bad news and this isn't going to trouble me anymore. That's a memento, turn it into a statue or something. The good news is actually we get to look at the engine bay now, and it looks a little bit, fresher, newer in some ways. I think the blue looks okay on the engine actually, like this. Like I've seen some other pictures and videos and stuff, and I like the blue-red combination. I think that's pretty nice, but the blue up top, actually I'm fine with that. So, we've driven this around the block, and you've already got the answer. The car runs, it works, and it's all good. So what we've done recently is a couple of things. I'm going to show the engine run in a minute, but first of all, I'm going to point out, hey, there's wheel still on the belt, which is a pain in the butt to stop, but I can't help it. First of all, we know that the covers have been painted blue, but if we look at these head bolts, they all got lines on them, and there's all these lines that correlate to each other. So what I've done on the outside bolts, I've actually put lines on them. So if these bolts go loose, we'll figure out if it's the bolt stretching, the thread stretching, or something stretching to tell us what's wrong. Now, if the block is not good anymore, we'll find out if the block's stuffed in any way. If the head bolts are stretching, we're going to get a higher grade of head bolt. If the head is not actually, it's compressing too much, or the head gasket's still compressing, or something's compressing, we'll work out what it is. Now, I've gotten a prediction that potentially there's still like grease and oil in the holes where the bolts go, but that's not the case. That's not what's causing the problem. What's causing the problem is the fact is I'm driving at speeds, and then eventually these head bolts just come loose. So, to show you all that this engine still works, I'm going to put the key in the ignition, and I'm going to start the car, because some people think, hey, all you are is talk. I don't want to over rev it or anything. Okay, come on, key in the ignition. Okay, there we go. She runs. No, don't want music on the radio, but what I'll do. Okay. That's off. Now I'm going to show you a little weird thing. There's this light on the dash, this one here, and that's the battery one. Now if I start it up, it just stays on. Now if I hit the gas a little bit, 800, 1000-ish, 950, it turns off. Now I shouldn't do what I just did, but I did it anyway. That's a lot of smoke. It stinks. It smells like diesel out there. Shouldn't have done that. But I'm really glad the car runs again. The stress of this has been the fact that the part that I needed has been so rare and such a pain to track down and get, that to get a Pajero one and machine it has been the solution, which is awesome. So now that the car runs again, I shouldn't have done what I did. Start the car. Every time you start the car, it actually does the thing with the diesel. So now that we know the car runs, we don't know how long it's going to last. If it's going to go bang, it's going to go bang. We can't prevent it, but at least I've preserved $1,200 worth of work that's been done to the head recently. I'm trying to think of how much else have we spent on this. That's $200 just for the head. I can't remember, but that's the good news. So the old gear, the original gear that drove that, is right here in my hands. To go from a gear that looks like it's for a Pajero to a gear that suits this, to do is just teeth. And I'm going to change cameras for this because it's so much. All you have to do is machine those teeth, because okay, going this kills the connection to the internet. I'm guessing it's on the Wi-Fi of the house, but that's the good news. Oh, so I'm trying to work out what I'm going to do next to this thing, other than the fact that I know that I'm definitely going to do it when I got the money, when I can afford it. I'm getting another motor as a spare. If I can get the exact same one that's in here, I'm going to get it, because there's parts on it that I know are really good. and increase the performance just a smidgen, but it's potentially worth it. To have the spares for that, yeah, okay, yeah, V8, mate. I've had people, I've had a guy come over who was a mechanic and said, you ever thought about putting a V8 in here? A 302, I think it was, a 308. And so I thought about it for a bit and I was like, maybe. And I'm like trying to work out whether it's a good idea or not. He said, you know, you should put a V8 in here because you'll just be idling everywhere. And I thought to myself, actually, yeah, that's right. There's a guy who runs a V8 through the Adelaide Hills who claims he spends $20 a week just on gas. And that was somewhere between 2005 and 2008. And that's just gas, running a V8 on gas up and down from the hills. And I'm thinking, actually not, that'd be worth it in this industry because you'd be saving a ton of money just running around. I don't know how true it is. I haven't actually got fact in front of me to say this is actually fact. All I've got is someone's word, and I'll have to find out if that's actually true or not. So now what I've got to do is I've got to shut the hood, pack up, go inside, and now try to relax after all the work and all the stress this gives me. And my dad is just super happy. You're happy to be in the video or not? Yes, no?
I'm happy.
Yep.
I'm happy it's running.
Yep.
I'm happy it's running.
And what did you do? How did you contribute this time?
I'm the only gear that you couldn't buy in Adelaide.
Yep. He doesn't mean he made it. He means he machined a Pajero gear to suit the gear that was in here. So that's really cool.
It's a round tooth gear.
Yep. And the bad thing is we bought so many belts and we're like, oh, we bought Dad a new belt. Cool.
Yeah, right. And it won't fit my car.
Yep. So the belt that's meant to go on Dad's car, actually, I can't go in the shed because, I hate internet connection. The belt only suits this gear style. So if we want to put the belts on Dad's car, we're going to have to machine all his, but we're not doing that.
Yeah, I got to machine all mine so I can get a cheaper belt set.
Yeah. He just told you the magic word. Why would you want to machine those?
The magic word?
What's the magic?
Here it is, right here. The kit's cheaper.
The kit's
$120 cheaper.
Yeah. So the kit that he just showed you in his hands cost $110, and we found out that the belts are the wrong in the kit. So what we did was we called back the store that had these on special and said, look, we got a different engine here and the gears are different. Can you sell us a different kit for that to suit that vehicle? And he said, sure. And I said what we wanted, and he said 220. Was it 220?
220.
Yeah, he said 220. And so I was like, what the hell? Why is it that much more expensive?
And yours is half the price.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. Yours is half the price.
But maybe it does. I mean, it is a Pajero, and people love their Pajeros. I don't know. I'm not sure why they do that, but it's an interesting scenario there with the belts.
Flat teeth are more common than round teeth.
Yep, flat teeth, and they're more expensive. So maybe that's what they capitalize on. What I'm running in the car now, the timing belt, is meant to go up to 120,000 kilometers, and that was an expensive belt. That was also a new one that Gates released, and so Gates released that belt, and I was like, I want that belt, and I found it online cheap, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna see if I can get one now because I need one right now because that was the time that I messed up my engine. And I might have damaged the belt and I didn't want to reuse that belt. So I went there and I said, look, I can get one online, but I'd like one today so I can get the car running. And they said they'll do a price match this one time for that because I said I'll need it now sort of thing. And so they did that and price matched and gave me the new Gates belt for like $64. And that was pretty cheap and that was pretty cool. So I'm going to let my dad do his work on his engine in the back of the shed, because we're going to be doing another 4D56 and it's going slowly, but he's doing all the machine work that he's got left to do to it and cleaning and stuff. I'm just doing the reassembly of it, so that's how it's going to work. So anyway, thank you for your support, thank you for watching, see you later guys. I gotta end this.